Hello, Darren here, the Creative Minimalist, www.thecreativeminimalist.com. Hi, where have I been? Let's talk about creativity and perfectionism. Hi, it's been a while, but I thought it was time to pop back on, do a vlog update and talk about creativity and perfectionism. The reason being, I suffer greatly from perfectionism. Now, my issues with perfectionism, let's get the word actually right, Darren. Now, I could cut that bit out, but I won't. Perfectionism for me infects almost every area of what I do. I want everything to be perfect, everything to be just right. The problem is that, well, perfectionism doesn't exist. Nothing can be perfect. There's always something that you can do, but that's beside the point here. The thing is, my perfectionism, and possibly yours too, actually stops me or us from doing stuff, from actually being creative, from actually starting and getting going on those creative projects. Because I want everything to be right, to be just so, to be perfect, I will procrastinate all over the place, everywhere. Every single thing I do is pretty much procrastinated, whether it comes from that single tweet or message to someone else or to the public, to making that great piece of music or that story or anything. Even the journal page, the blank journal page for me is a nightmare, because what I want on that page has to be perfect. So I really struggle with starting and getting projects going because of wanting them to be perfect when they're done. It's strange. You don't know how something's going to turn out until you actually start doing it. So to not do it by being worried about everything being perfect is just ridiculous. But that's still in my brain meats all the time. That's what stops me from doing a lot of things. However, there's always a however. However, I just wanted to share with you one of the reasons why I haven't updated the vlog recently. And that's because I'm doing a creative challenge this month in February. And the good thing about a creative challenge is that there's a little thing that forces you, that challenge element of doing something within a certain amount of time, giving yourself a deadline, forces me to face head on the perfectionism and actually begin to overcome it. It will always be there, but the challenge helps me in a small way. So let me tell you what I've been doing. I've been working on what's called FAWM, which is the February Album Writing Month. It's for songwriters, composers, musicians, poets, lyricists, singers, you name it. It's just a community challenge, and the idea is during February you create 14 pieces of music or songs, or really whatever you want, and share them with the community. You've got 28 days to do it, so basically it's 2 pieces of music or 2 songs per day, and I attempt it every year. Normally I get 2 or 3 songs into it and then give up. Normally time impinges on things, but this year I've actually been quite good, and it's forcing me to face the perfectionism, so much so that I'm going to share some of my process with you now, and show you my journal that I use for the songwriting, and just to show you sort of it's really good because I can scribble and make a mess and not worry about the perfectionism. Because of the lack of time, I know that what I create won't be perfect, but that's not the point. The point is, by forcing myself to do something, I can overcome the perfectionism. Let's just have a quick look at what I've been doing. Hello, back again. So this is my little creative desk. I've zoomed in quite a bit because I want to show you me. I want to show you the journal, but this is basically what I'm using. I'm using the computer, which I'll show you in a minute. I use Logic Pro, which is the big brother to GarageBand if you've got an iPhone, iPad, or any of the other Mac stuff. But I use Logic Pro. The main keyboard that I use is not my full-size keyboard. I've got another Native Instruments keyboard, but I just use a little tiny one. It's got tiny keys, tiny keys for little hands. You need little hands to play this, but it's ideal just for putting in notes, rough ideas. Again, not perfection. This doesn't have to be perfect. It's all about capturing ideas, getting them down, and creating something within the time frame that you've got. Thus avoiding perfectionism. So that's the little keyboard that I use, although I also use awful lot of keyboard shortcuts. If there's one thing that you can do that can improve and increase your creativity, that would be to use keyboard shortcuts as much as possible with any software that you're using. So with Logic, I try to use as many keyboard shortcuts as possible. So the keyboard. But anyway, here's the journal. Let's just move that away. One of the best things was Bluetooth connecting stuff. So let's have a look. Let's see where we are. This is the current song working in process. Now I hope you can see, because I write in pencil. This was actually a complete full-size pencil when I started. I've already sort of had to sharpen it, so it's getting a bit smaller now. It'll be interesting to see how small it gets by the end of the process. I'm down to currently working on song 9. No, I have got song 9 working on. I haven't started writing in here because it's just musical ideas at the moment, which I've captured in Logic. But this is how things go. Quite often, let's go back to the beginning. So FAWM 23. This is what I'm working on, which is 14 songs in 28 days. So my plan was initially to do a 10-song album with 4 B-sides. As you can see, I've not really filled in much there, but this is the way songs end up being created. I will show you. I think I've still got some of the voice memos. I use voice memos or audio memos on the iPhone to capture very early ideas, and they are quite frightening at times, because they're often very much not in tune, and very much just basic ideas, but they're captures. It's a way of capturing the idea so I don't forget it. Then quite often I will either put something on Logic or put that in Logic with a basic outline, and then start writing some lyrics. But as you can see, I deliberately get messy in writing. Lots of crossing out, lots of rubbing out. The rubber tends to get worn out quite a lot. But yeah, this is basically sort of how the songs turn up. Sort of there's chord outlines, ideas for choruses. Lots of this won't actually make it to the final version. There again, sort of lots of things crossed out, and this really helps me overcome that perfectionism. So as you can see, lots of words completed. This is actually an instrumental track that I've done, so no singing, just a sample, more words and things, and yeah, so this is the journal that I'm using. I need to finish more on here. There's lots of music actually done on Logic, and yeah, so let's that's the journal and how that fits into this creative process. And like I say, this creative process it's all about forcing myself to overcome that perfectionism. Create something in the time that I've got. It won't be perfect, I know that, but it's still difficult to get going. But that's where I am with this. And also this video, I wasn't going to do it, and then I thought, no, let's go ahead, let's put this out anyway. So as you can see, I did use this journal last year as well, when I got nowhere near finishing. But I'm actually on track at the moment, but there's old ideas in there. Anyway, let's go and have a look at some of the actual music and how I work on that side of things. Okay, I've opened up Logic Pro here just to quick demonstration of how I or how things progress. So initially, here is the imported audio track. This is what I first start with, using the audio memo app, and this is what this initially sounds like. I gave it all, made the judgment call, watch my empire fall, momentary least resistance. So that's where that is. But the original idea, I normally have an idea for a line, a couple of chords, and that's what that ends up like. And so far, where we've got to with that piece of music is this. It's not finished, but this is the work in progress, and this is very difficult to share because I don't normally share anything this early in the creative process, but we're trying to avoid perfectionism, aren't we? This is where I am at the moment. I gave it all, made the judgment call, watched my empire fall, momentary least resistance, so methodical, breath mechanical, I lost it all for momentary least resistance. So yeah, from the memo idea currently at that. Well, that's a quick look at what I've been doing. If you want to keep up with what is going on, and I will be updating here regularly, please hit the subscribe button and also like the video if it's helped you in any way. Remember, don't let perfectionism stop you from starting. It stops me from starting so often. Give yourself some deadlines. Give yourself permission to make a mess. It doesn't matter. The main thing is that we should all be creating when we want to. If we've got an idea, put it down in paper. Sing it. Share it. Get out there and create. This is Darren, the Creative Minimalist. www.thecreativeminimalist.com. Creativity in all its breadth, seen through the lens of a struggling writer, composer, and avid journal user. I'll see you soon. Bye.